Okay, it's May 1st, 2018. We're doing our Tuesday night tube guitar amplifier webinar session. The first item on the agenda tonight was sent in by Diego. He says, could you please discuss the circuit attach and would you recommend using these transformers for a brand new build? And these are the transformers that we normally would use for a Tweed Deluxe. These are all Kendrick transformers here. And then, of course, this 2410C is our version of a 59 Bassman choke. Also, could you explain how power transformers affect the tone and feel of an amp? For example, if I wanted to use a B plus voltage of 450 at 100 milliamps quiescent load with a GZ34, how do I get there and what should I look for? Well, the first thing I want to tell you is it's not a good idea to use a transformer that is rated for the current that your amp is expected to use. The reason for that is because a guitar amp is a musical instrument and you want the thing to have a feel to it, and it's going to have a better feel if the B plus winding is rated for a lot more current than what you're planning on using. And the reason for this is it's all about the internal impedance of the transformer itself. Now, you got to remember, a transformer is wound with copper wire, and even though copper wire is a good conductor, it does have a internal DC resistance. So as current goes through this DC resistance, there will be a voltage drop across it, and that voltage drop is going to be subtracted from your plate voltage. And by the way, the difference between a 100 milliamp winding and a 200 milliamp winding is basically the thickness of the wire, because thicker wire has less resistance and it can handle more current. Think of it as being a bigger hose, can handle more water. Bigger wire, handle more current. Now, on your other transformer windings, like on your filament, I usually go double whatever the tubes are going to take. Like, you know, a 12X7's about a third, or, you know, maybe 0.3, you know, 3/10 of an amp of current if you wire it humbucking. You know, if you got 6 of them, that's 1.8. You know, I'd double that, you know, go 3.5 or 3.6. I would double it. And then whatever your output tubes are, double that too. And the reason I like doubling it, a couple of reasons. One thing is, as the amp ages, the voltage could go down a little bit. And if you double it, it's going to be a little bit more than 6.3. It might be 6.4, 6.5. And so when it gets old, if it goes down a little bit, it'll still be 6.3. And the other thing too is, if you get a shorted output tube and all that current goes through that that filament winding, you don't have to worry about, you know, it burning up. Because if you were right on the edge and you had just what you needed, and all of a sudden a output tube shorted and you dumped a whole bunch of wattage in that, it could very easily blow it up. So I usually double it for that.